Minnesota Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer met with the Media Jackals on Wednesday ahead of the Week 2 showdown at Arizona, where in terms of there being a Week 2 must-win, that one's up there. Now, I love Wednesday press conferences because it's the middle of the week. You've had a couple of days to think about the afterglow of the previous game. You're looking forward to the next game. Coaches generally game plan on Tuesday. The first team practice to implement said game plan is on Wednesday. So you get the best of both worlds. And there's some choice outtakes from Zimmer's presser. Here we go. Chad Graff. What does Cameron Dantzler need to do to get back on the field? He's got to play special teams, Mike Zimmer said. So Dantzler was a surprise healthy scratch week 1. Actually, not that much of a surprise since Chris Boyd outplayed him and Harrison Hand plays special teams. So that's a shot at Cameron Dantzler, where Zimmer's definitely being hard on Dantzler because he sees the potential that Tiny does bring to the table, the needle, etc. But if he's going to get back on the field, he is going to have to be a backup to start. So he is going to have to play special teams like Chris Boyd and Harrison Hand. And I don't know. I actually could see Dantzler inactive again on Sunday because it's weird to have 6 cornerbacks active, but the way that Kyler and that Kingsbury offense goes, maybe it makes sense. Andrew Kramer, go. What can Mike Zimmer do to further emphasize playing penalty free? Yeah, I can run them. If they jump off sides, I can run them. I've done that before. Wouldn't surprise me to do it again. If they start doing it, I'm going to get mad. Cool. Zimmer's getting mad. Of course, the Vikings played some sloppy-ass football on Sunday. 116 yards in penalties really cost the Vikings the game. First half was an absolute debacle. So, I mean, you got to work through that, and getting disciplined is going to be a way around that. But also, I mean, a lot of it was affected by crowd noise. This team had been a year without playing in front of fans, and all the false starts, all the illegal procedures, all of this, all of that, and that comes down to the coach getting the team ready. But yeah, if he has to emphasize that, hey, stop doing this, stop putting your finger in the light socket and just give them a shock every now and then, it's fine. But also, I don't think that he should overwork them this week. They are professionals. I think that they can cut down on penalties themselves. This isn't a high school team where you have to run gassers as penalties. Like, even though Joe Judge tried to do that with the Giants, I think that, especially since the Vikings had a long-ass, nearly full overtime game in the heat in Cincinnati, and then you're going out to Arizona. Yes, it is an indoor stadium, but also you have to sit around with the travel and the heat and humidity of Arizona right now as you're outside of the stadium and at the hotel. Yeah, saving the legs as much as possible. Also, Andrew Kramer, go. Mike Zimmer on whether Anthony Barr will practice this afternoon. Talk about practice. I don't know. We'll see how he is. I talked to him yesterday. He was feeling better than he did yesterday. We'll have to see where he's at. And Barr was a scratch week 1, coming back from that mystery knee injury. And I'm really hoping that 55 gets out there because the defense does need him, even though some fans have problems with Anthony Barr. I think his leadership, I think his communication needs to be out there. He's a team captain for a reason, and the defense is simply better with Anthony Barr out there. And also, Andrew Kramer, go. Mike Zimmer sees a chance to be pretty good, but noted identifying fronts on offense was an issue in opener. That mostly falls on center Garrett Bradbury, but offensive line communication needs improvement. Cardinals move Simmons and Baker around. Isaiah Simmons and Budda Baker have to ID fronts. So identifying fronts is, you see this on telecast a lot, where either the quarterback or center will be like, hey, 55 is the mic, 54 is the mic, etc. So it helps anchor their counting. So I have the mic, you have the guy to the left of the mic, you have the guy to the right of the mic, etc., etc. And sometimes there can be miscommunication where if you don't identify the front that you're facing or who the mic is, then it messes up the count. So you have 2 guys blocking the same guy, you have 0 guys blocking 1 guy, and you've seen that just a simple miscommunication like that can break down a play, can kill a drive. And so the Vikings do have to get those things fixed. Courtney Cronin, go. Mike Zimmer on Kyler Murray. I can say that we're going to keep him in the pocket all day, but I don't think that's truly going to happen. Notes how Vikings have to be disciplined in rush lanes, lock on receivers when Murray gets out of the pocket and tries to throw on run. Zimmer needs to look up that Tuesday night football game when the Eagles were the bee's knees and Antoine Winfield Sr. shadowed Mike Vick and just completely shut him down. I think that's what's going to have to happen on Sunday, where, I mean, the Cardinals put up a ton of points, but I think they can get got, even in their own building. I think that Kyler Murray can get heat on him. I think that Arizona offensive line is pretty meh, but they do need to keep their lanes. They do need to have more of a mush rush, as it were, so you're not running by Kyler, opening up all those running lanes. Now, Kyler is not quite Lamar Jackson, but he also isn't a statue back there either. He will pick up yardage with his feet. He will buy some more time to find a receiver downfield, so he's certainly going to be dangerous. It's going to be a big-time test for this defense. And lastly, Courtney Cronin, go. Looked back at how Tennessee struggled to help Taylor Lewan versus Chandler Jones. I wondered if Tennessee failed to adjust appropriately or if Jones just looked that good. Zimmer, he's just a really good player. He's always been a good player, big pass rusher. He'll be a good test for us. And I think what happened in Tennessee is that while Tennessee was behind the 8 ball and Chandler Jones really got things going in the second half, and a lot of it was ego, where, hey, Taylor Lewan is a multi-time Pro Bowler, and both him, the offensive coordinator, Mike Vrabel, they're all like, Taylor's got him. We'll leave him on an island. He doesn't need help. I think the Vikings may benefit from Chandler Jones having this amazing week 1, the Vikings struggling against Cincinnati in the opener, and they'll be like, oh, Rashad Hill needs a lot of help. So we're going to have tight end chips. We're going to have the fullback over there. We're going to have CJ Ham putting a forearm into 55 every single play. So actually, it may benefit the Vikings that Chandler Jones coming in with all this hype, but also on the other side, you have to worry about JJ as well. But I mean, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. And if Rashad Hill finds himself on island against Chandler Jones with any frequency, that's on the coaching staff. It is absolutely on them. But yeah, a couple days removed from the debacle in Cincinnati, it's so weird how just one thing going differently, where if the ref had accurately and realistically called Dalvin down, which he was, the ass was down, he still had the ball, or if Cincinnati didn't pick up that 4th and inches, if the defense had not given up that big play to CJ Uzomah, and the Vikings would have had a tie, you would have felt way better about a tie, obviously would have felt better about a win, but here we are. But I'm feeling good about week 2, man. Like, all the odds are against the Vikings. They're stacked against us. But they're only 4-point underdogs, or at least that was the opener. And you get 3 points for being at home, especially the crowd's back. So the Arizona Cardinals are just seen as 1-point favorites over the Vikings in a neutral site. Let's go. Let's go, man. Be your thoughts on our thoughts. Zimmer Presser, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.